I was bored. I needed a hobby. I started making videos for fun. I got laid off in January.
So you're full time.
I've been doing this full time since then.
Was there any, this isn't worth my time, what am I doing?
Definitely a ton of imposter syndrome. I don't care what I have to say. Like, I'm just a dude and I'm saying things, and
People like that.
people
People
like
can relate
it.
to dudes just saying things.
You don't strike me as the quintessential Philly bro.
I really like living in Philly, but I don't know anything about it yet.
Yeah.
Give me recommendations.
You're
Do
doing
everything.
everything.
I do. I pop open Adobe Premiere and get the timeline up.
Do you like?
That's the part of the job that I enjoy the most.
Really?
Like, what can we do for one video? And I'm like, how about 3? But
Smart, though.
My man.
Instagram does this crazy thing where if you have over 10,000 followers, it promotes your DMs.
No.
7 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. What does that number mean? To me, it means nothing. Someone rips that video, split screens it, puts the comedian on top, puts Subway Surfers or something underneath that, gets 10 times more views.
Your video about Boner Forever.
It says Boner Forever. And
Steven's
I
like,
was
wait a minute,
that's
did John just say
crazy.
Boner Forever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
Yes, I
on.
did. It's huge.
It's all bots.
What about YouTube?
Hey, YouTube, figure your out.
Seriously.
What the are you doing?
This episode may contain explicit language not suitable for all audiences.
What's up, creators? Welcome back to the NJCS Creator Show. I'm Steven Picanza, joined with...
I'm John Bertino, and today we're here with Jacob Fink from Jacob Does Philly. Jacob, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Really excited to be here.
We're really glad to have you. We've both already told you on separate occasions, it's really nice to have someone in here who's not just a creator, but someone with a marketing background.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to talk shop with you a little bit. And for our listeners, our viewers, if you're really into the nuts and bolts of some of the marketing stuff, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Well, before we get started, Jacob, what do you think of the studio?
This is great. Yeah, this is professional as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, you like it? I showed you all around, all the weird hallways and
I
everything.
love it's the multi-camera setup. It looks great.
Yeah. You
Appreciate
got to
it.
kind of have that these days.
Yeah.
A lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I don't even think that's an exaggeration. There's literally blood, sweat, and tears. We're in downtown Haddonfield, New Jersey, right on Kings Highway. And we're excited to get into it. So, Jacob, we were talking before the show.
Yeah.
You told us that you're actually originally from Long Island, which is super cool. Shout out Long Island. Shout out Island Park.
I mean, shout out to Island Park. That's a weird thing to say. Like we're actually tipping the scales literally and figuratively between New Jersey and New York right here in this room.
There you go. Steven, originally from Island Park. Jacob, you said your family lives there.
Yeah, my parents live in Island Park now.
Is that where you grew up?
I grew up in the Five Towns.
The five towns.
Which is west of Island Park. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, sort of on the Queens border.
Okay, so what brought you to Philadelphia in the first place?
My partner, she's from Philly. Grew up there, born there, and I followed her there. Yeah.
Yeah, and how long ago did you move to this area?
I've been in Philly for like 4 years full time, but I visited for 2 years on and off before that.
Okay.
I was working a remote job at the time and would just like spend 2 weeks in Philly, then go back to New York for 2 weeks, and et cetera. Yeah, until I finally moved.
And how long ago did you launch your brand Jacob Does Philly?
2.5.
2.5 years ago, really?
Something like that. Yeah.
And you're killing it.
Thank you.
For those that don't know or haven't seen your stuff before, you're a local content creator that does a lot of food content, but just also some content just related to the city as a whole. It's not necessarily food specific.
I do a lot of restaurant stuff. I film in restaurants. I talk about restaurants. I talk about stuff going on in Philly, Philly news, Philly food news.
Like happenings.
Yeah, happenings in Philly, and also just like general food stuff as well. And then a little bit of like Philly suburbs as well. But mostly I live in the city, mostly in the city stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Was this your first channel? Your first endeavor to really go at it on social media?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Why?
I was bored. I was not like
bored. Was this a COVID baby?
No, this was post COVID. This was I needed a hobby.
Need a hobby.
I started making videos for fun. It was like I did not expect it to be anything. I was working as like an ESG, environmental, social, and governance consultant.
Yeah.
And this was like, I don't know, my partner and I, we enjoyed going out to restaurants and I just
a passion project.
I just started making videos talking about them, and they caught an audience I did not expect. So
right out of the gate?
No, it was definitely a slow burn, but as I started making videos, I was like, oh, this is fun. I'm going to make more videos. And as I started to enjoy it, the videos got a little bit better because I was like, oh, yeah, this one sucks because I'm speaking so softly, or
Right.
cuts are terrible, or whatever. And so over time, the videos got better, and there wasn't like a moment necessarily. It was more of like a slow ladder of just like,
But not that slow. 2.5 years to amass the following.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. Yeah.
Slow might be like a week, right?
Yeah, grand scheme wasn't that slow, but it sort of started under the like pretense of like, I'm new to Philly and here's something that I'm talking about.
Right.
And so there were a lot of people that like wanted to give me recommendations and go check this out and go check this out and stuff like that. So I think that that's like a natural audience building element to it. And people would give me recommendations and I would go check it out because I was using it as like a vehicle to explore the new city that I lived in. And so that was like a great way for me to like learn Philly and start to love the city that I live in. And, you know, yeah.
Yeah, 2 birds with 1 stone, right?
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah. So it's been really fun. And then I also like got to, you know, build an audience with that and build a platform and have a lot of fun doing it. So
No.
Go ahead.
But like the whole playing tourist in your own city and or in a city and documenting that seemed like such a authentic way to view the city, as opposed to someone who's been here their whole life and they want to talk about this neighborhood because they have an affiliation there or their nostalgia about that neighborhood, but you're viewing it with such fresh eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was part of the appeal for sure. Is that like I didn't know anything, and
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, and so like people who have lived in Philly their entire lives or lived in Philly for a long time would give me recommendations, and I would go check it out, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like I get why everyone loves Philly. Like I get why everyone who lives in Philly and everyone who's from Philly rides for Philly so hard. Like, and now I do too. Like I'm pot committed. I'm gonna be in Philly for a long time.
Oh wow, pot committed.
Yeah.
Love the poker reference.
Yeah.
You got a poker background or
like very casual, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. You don't say pot committed unless you've been at a few Texas Hold'em games.
Yeah, I've
Or you work in a dispensary. That's the other way you say it.
Steven's pot committed.
we played a lot of poker during COVID.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'll tell you, I'm having a little trouble getting over how fast you grew the channel.
Yeah.
You know, new guy in town.
Yeah.
You don't strike me as the quintessential Philly bro.
No, I think I'm a transplant for sure, and I own that. Like that's, you know, I think that
Part of the allure.
yeah, but Philly's also very authentic in the sense that like if I came in and I'm like, you know, putting on a fake like Delco or South Philly accent and pretending to be someone I'm not, like people would hate that. People would sniff that out in a second. I think the fact that I came in as like someone who's like, I really like living in Philly, but I don't know anything about it yet.
Yeah.
Give me recommendations.
There's that genuine
enthusiasm. And I think that there's like the desire to like share their great city with someone who like genuinely wants to be here and is coming in and not being like, I want to turn this into New York where I was coming from, but like rather I like the things about Philly that make it Philly and I want to learn those things, right? Like, I don't know. I think that that's part of the appeal, and and then Philly also just has a great restaurant scene, and I think that part of it is that I get to showcase that. So,
a few quick kind of fundamental stumbling blocks for most people that may or may not have been a stumbling block for you is just like navigating the tech initially and getting comfortable on camera. If you grew, and by the way, the Instagram channel pushing up on 100,000.
The Instagram's like 80 and then TikTok's like 20 something.
Right.
It's like 100 between,
It's not easy to amass 80,000 followers organically,
thank you.
But you did it really quick. So you just jumped right in, channel grew exponentially over time. There was was there any imposter syndrome? Was there any tech hiccups? Was there any, this isn't worth my time? What am I doing?
Frustration.
I mean, definitely a ton of imposter syndrome of like, why do people care what I have to say? But also like, I think that's part of it is just like, I'm just a dude and I'm saying things and
people like that.
People can relate to dudes just saying things.
But if people like it, they like it. And if they don't, they don't. And I think that that's part of it. And like, they don't have to like it. Like, that's fine. But I'm not saying anything incendiary. I'm being like descriptive food videos. Like,
Sure.
I don't even really like do like I don't do like takedown pieces or anything. Like if I go to a restaurant I don't like it, I don't make a video
post it.
about it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like not worth my time to destroy a mom and pop shop. And I don't. Yeah, I think that there are a lot of problems with creators that like go in with that intention. I don't think that Philly has creators like that.
Yeah.
But I think that certain markets do have creators like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just like started making TikToks for fun and caught like a little bit of an audience there. And then my best friend was like, I'm not downloading TikTok to watch your videos. Start posting them to Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I made an Instagram to appease him, and the Instagram,
Oh, funny.
yeah, caught a way bigger following than the TikTok. Yeah, and I think that's because Instagram skews a little bit older. And
Yeah.
I think my audience is a little bit older.
Yeah.
Right.
Than like maybe a typical TikTok audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your approach, or at least over the last 3 to 6 months where I've been watching your stuff pretty closely, and it's great, by the way.
Thank you.
You do a lot of this straight to cam,
Yeah.
sometimes called talking head,
Yeah.
Green
screen with a often static image in the background. Not always.
Wait,
but
you're not
often.
standing there?
Yeah, I'm just standing right in front of City Hall all the
And that
time.
seems to really work well for you. Again,
Yeah.
lots of views. So is that something that over time you settled on that approach, and do you intentionally,
the
deliberately?
green screen was from Video One.
Video
Yeah,
One.
yeah. It's literally the like green screen plugin in the TikTok app.
Right.
I
You're
feel
creating natively in the TikTok app?
Yeah,
That's where you
yeah.
create all your videos? Or
that's
you-
where I create the ones where I'm talking to camera.
Oh, okay.
The stuff where if I'm like filming in a kitchen, I edit that in like Adobe Premiere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the green screen
the green
stuff,
screen is
dude,
like
that's-
native in TikTok.
Wow.
I've tried using Instagram's native
Yeah.
editing. I like TikTok's better.
You're not using like a CapCut or any other third party?
No, I don't like CapCut as much as I like just. I mean, it's essentially the same product,
right.
But I just find the in TikTok like, I don't know
The
the
user
UX.
experience.
yeah the UX and specifically the timeline feature I like better in TikTok
Timeline
than
and
in
TikTok.
CapCut. Yeah, they're very similar.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Nuanced question, but how long does it take from start to finish
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
one of those to knock one of those out?
No, that's a great question. When I started, 20-30 minutes. Over time, that has grown as I have put more thought into what I'm saying, as well as put more thought into like the audio quality and making sure that I have the right image behind it and getting the takes right and stuff like that. Planning it, 30, 45 minutes, recording it, 60 minutes, editing, 15, 20 after.
Okay, sure.
So you're almost 2 hours.
Yeah, probably
plus
2 hours for one of those.
From
yeah.
pre-production to distribution.
For one of the
essentially.
longer ones, for like a 3-minute one,
Yeah.
a 90-second one, much quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, like probably half the time.
And how far in advance are you planning your video? Like, what's your content strategy look like? And do you have a calendar? Or how are you planning?
I
or
have
is
a
it-
calendar of things that I'm doing in my life of like, here's where I'm going to eat or here's where I'm filming. And then it's just like however quick I can make the video after that. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like that. You don't.
Yeah,
have
I
like a
try
backlog.
to post 5 to 6 times a week. I didn't post today, but
Not yet.
I'll be fine.
We got something we're gonna do.
And then but yeah, I try to post 5-6 times a week. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a rhetorical question to set up my point, which is, so it sounds like all the planning you've done serves you well. You feel that a little additional planning goes a long way in making the video perform better.
Yeah, in making both it perform better, but also just like be a more useful and engaging like thing that I'm putting out into the world.
Yes.
And I say that because like there are videos that I do that get, I don't know, 15K views
Right.
that like I'm really proud of. And I think that this is a really like great breakdown. And there are videos that I post that get like 50,000 views.
Yeah.
I'm like, that one took 10 seconds of thought. And like, it's just like, here's a breakdown of something that is coming to the city.
Drives you a little nuts, doesn't it?
Not necessarily, because I think that like sometimes the videos that maybe don't get as many views
Yeah.
are maybe appreciated by the people that do view it more.
More.
And so there's that trade-off. and-
Qualitative versus quantitative
yeah, exactly.
aspect.
So
Sure.
and I think that like so much of it is like I at this point like I've had people that have been watching my stuff for like 2 years, and I appreciate that there are people that like 2 years in still like when my face pops up on their screens. So
Yeah.
I'm really appreciative of that. Yeah.
Well, so the point I want to make is that we really get different feedback from creators on how much planning you should bother to do.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a whole school of thought of just more is more quantity, less planning. You just put out more content, you'll get more viewers, get more reach. And I understand that because there's something to be said for sure about quantity of output.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like planning has been kicked to the side as like, oh, that's old school. You don't need to do that.
No,
there's no benefit in that.
I think, yeah.
And I've had a handful of creators. They tend to be maybe have more professional white collar backgrounds, but they can't help but do more planning.
Yeah.
And some of them swear it's served them exceptionally well. For example, I interviewed Natalie Brunell, who's a huge YouTuber in the Bitcoin space. And she says she does hours of preparation before an interview, hours. And, it's gotten to the point where she's interviewed presidential candidates, presidential candidates,
Good brand.
some of the biggest Bitcoin traders in the world, and has developed a massive reputation from it. And she's not just winging it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if there is no right or wrong.
I definitely think, I think there is no necessarily right or wrong, but planning has served me well. I find that the more planning I do, the better thought out the idea is. I don't know if that directly translates to views, but I think it translates to better videos. So yeah, I definitely plan.
Do you think that food creators, do you think the different types of creator that you are dictates the amount of planning that goes into it?
Probably. Yeah. Long form creators probably have to plan more than short form creators.
Absolutely. Are you doing any long form?
I want to. I've done a little bit of it. I definitely want to do more.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like more like in-depth reviews or like a podcast,
storytelling food videos.
Storytelling food videos.
Yeah, like
and I've seen some of it, Jacob.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I've seen some of it, and I wanted to specifically ask, like, some of your YouTube content looks really good.
Thank you.
And like I see you're doing the long form storytelling.
Yeah.
It must require a pretty extensive shot list.
Yeah.
Talk about planning and work input.
It's definitely more work.
Like, are you storyboarding those pieces out a little bit?
So the first long form that I did not. And I liked some of the videos and I didn't like others. And I've unlisted a couple just because I was like, this really did not come out the way that I wanted to. But I want to do more long form content this year that is on the path for this year. And it does require some storyboarding and some script writing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Time and planning.
Yeah.
You almost start approaching it like a professional shoot, like a documentary.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
And the production quality shows. It comes out. And when someone looks at it, like, wow, this shit looks really good.
Or lack of.
Yeah.
Or lack of planning.
Or
also
lack of
shows.
planning. It's like,
yeah,
you could always see through that.
Yeah.
That could have been better.
And there are food creators that I look at and I'm like, they do such a good job. And I'm trying to get on that level.
Yeah. Well, you're doing all your own editing. You're doing everything. You are a one man shop.
Yeah, I do. I pop open Adobe Premiere and
wow,
get the timeline up. And,
how'd you learn that?
I knew iMovie from messing around. I made YouTube videos with friends in middle school. Yeah, that was our little hobby. Those are scrubbed from the internet, thankfully.
Yeah, no, they're there. They're there.
No, those things are deleted.
Middle school making YouTube videos.
Yeah, just dumb skits and stuff.
Yeah.
In a friend's basement. And I was the one that edited them.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned iMovie that way. And then picked up Adobe Premiere last year when I wanted to do some of these in the kitchen videos.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to learn.
Fundamentally, it's similar to
very
iMovie.
Similar,
a lot of them are very similar with the timeline.
I watched some YouTube tutorials and there are so many of them. And then if I run into one specific thing that I don't know how to do, you Google it. Right?
Chat GPT it.
Yeah, right? And then it'll tell you what to do, and you play around with it until you figure it out for yourself, and then you continue rolling. And I'm certainly not a master editor by any means, but every time I get in there, I learn something new.
Learn something new.
And do you like?
I love it. No,
You
I
do,
really
you do like
that's the part of the job that I enjoy the most.
Really?
by
No
far, is
kidding.
actually making the videos,
the editing, the stitching together, the
like
ideas.
the making the videos to me is the most fun part of the like job part. Alongside like checking out all of Philly's great restaurants,
Yeah.
because that was like the impetus for the channel.
Yeah.
Is like I like restaurants and I like the like artistry that goes into all the cool things that these chefs are doing and whatnot. So like those are the two really driving things that make the job enjoyable to me. And I think that if I didn't have one of those, it wouldn't work in the sense from an enjoyment perspective. Not that I'm like great at either, but from an enjoyment perspective, I think that like if I really enjoyed making videos, but like wasn't so into like the food and the artistry of the chefs and whatnot, then I could make videos about anything.
Right.
And if I really liked the food and the artistry of the chefs, but didn't like making videos, then there are so many other ways that I could participate in the restaurant world or in Philly's food scene, but it doesn't necessarily have to be through content. But I found that
just
just
kind of
like
had the unlock.
I found that making the videos is really enjoyable. Like
Yeah.
I really like doing that.
And you're doing all your own posting and captioning.
Yeah, I
and
do
all
of
the.
that. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, I do all of that.
Are you starting to think about building a team underneath you at all?
I would love to bring on someone that helped me with like calendars and
Yep. Scheduling.
scheduling calendars. But I think more than that, it's like schedules, calendars, but also like the like maybe like what you would traditionally call like a business manager.
Yeah.
Of like someone who's telling me like looking for brand, because that's the part that I don't like is like doing the brand outreach. I do a lot of like outbound marketing to try to like reach out to brands because I don't charge restaurants. So my money comes from like brand deals, from like I do work with Visit Philly, I do work with Hearst potato chips.
Yeah.
The like ads in feed that come up with like top left corner that say paid promotion.
Yeah.
Very clearly marked as like an advertisement. I work with brands. And I like working with these brands like that. It's great that they, help support me be able to like do the thing that I like to do, which is make food content. And a lot of the brands that I get to work with are really great brands that produce like good products or are marketing Philadelphia, like the place that I love living.
Yeah.
But dealing with the contracts and dealing with like, I don't know, like negotiating contracts and talking through like, this is our like, that's the part that I'm like, I would love if someone could help me with that.
Sure.
But I don't know that like economically it's feasible for me this year.
Yeah,
hopefully
at this
next year.
stage.
That would be great if I could do that for 2027.
Speaking of brand deals and promoted posts, we've started to fortunately come across some opportunities.
Yeah.
And now this question arises of, well, how often should we hit our audience with a sponsored paid post? Because no doubt the engagement drops.
For sure. Yeah.
And, if you're doing it right, they're marked paid.
Yeah.
So do you have a general rule of thumb on how often you'll do those?
I won't do them more than like 3 to 4 times a month. But
Per brand or just in general?
like for my Instagram page.
Yep.
Not that like maybe I've done 5 in 1 month and then the next month I'll do like 2 or something. It's, end of the year gets busier. Like, I don't know, marketing spend is lower in January, February, March than it is in April, May, than it is in June, July, and it continuously ramps up throughout the year. So January is slower and then February is hopefully busier, et cetera. And I what I try to do also is like, I don't decrease the amount of organic stuff I'm going to put out if there's a paid promotion coming out.
It's just added on top.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I never want to replace. And then for long form, I think it is different because like you sort of throw that like 60-second ad inside a video. So I think it's.
Are you doing that native or are you doing?
I don't have long form.
You don't have
ads
any
yet.
Okay.
I would love to.
Yeah.
But my long form is just not big enough.
Yeah.
To attract brands to want to work there yet.
How about, this has been my favorite topic du jour or topic recently of the moment. How much, if at all, do you amplify your content with paid promotion? Do you ever do it?
I've never done that.
Never done it.
I did it once accidentally on TikTok. I don't know if you've used the TikTok promote feature.
Yeah, not on TikTok yet.
When I first started, like that, I maybe had like 300 followers.
Yeah.
They like seed your account with like, they're like, here's $5 of free promotion because they want you to use it.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand it. And I was so new, like maybe like, I don't know, 20, 30 videos in.
Yeah.
And I did it because like I was, and I was just like, it's all bots. And I'm like, what's going on?
And that's what
I have never
TikTok's
done it
sending you.
since. Yeah.
You
I've
feel
never
that
done it.
TikTok's sending you bots.
When you do like paid promote, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What about YouTube?
I've never done paid promote anywhere else.
Have you heard? You have any feelings about? Would you ever boost or promote
I don't
YouTube
think
content?
so. Not that I have like a moral problem with it. I just don't know that it's effective in terms of finding audience that will actually like your content.
Okay.
Because I think it's probably just feeding it to anyone, like, it's anyone. And my audience is very specific. My audience, especially for short form, my audience is folks in Philly and the Philly area that like the food scene and restaurants. And like, that's a very specific type of audience. And I would rather find them organically.
And I'm intentionally staying on this question and jumping platforms for a reason.
Yeah.
And Instagram, you haven't done it.
No, I've never
and you
done
wouldn't consider it for the same reasons you just mentioned.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Okay, so this seemed to me to be a very complicated subject. First of all, and I know you know better, but first of all, a lot of creators confuse buying followers with a paid promotion within the platform.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're the same thing, although I will say, depending on the platform, the followers you can accrue do seem more or less spammy. So I don't know TikTok. I haven't done it yet. YouTube, I'm coming to the conclusion that they send you absolute garbage. They send you absolute bullshit. We just had an interview about this. I went off in the interview with Chris Rack. Our viewers should check it out. But YouTube, I'm starting to believe, sells you a poison pill for your own organic reach. And that is just nonsensical. And I'm getting worked up. It pisses me off.
No, keep going.
Instagram, I'm not sure that's the case.
Yeah.
We have a regional business here. We have used it. And I think, knock on wood, it served us well or decent.
Yeah.
We can see that it's sending us regional people. We can see that those regional people it's sending us are connected to other people in the area, their friends, their followers. So I feel less that they're bots. I don't think it's spam. But that still sets aside the other big question, which is, but are they going to engage?
Yeah.
And if they don't engage, then are they hurting you?
Yeah.
So on YouTube, I'm unfortunately coming to the conclusion that it's a joke, it's a mess, and it's a poison pill. Instagram, I'm not sure. That's TBD in my mind.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're
I've
doing
had-
it regional, I think helps
For
us.
Instagram, I've never like pushed out my own content that way, but I've done like a paid promote video for a brand that gets posted on my channel.
Yep.
That they have the right to push, and they have, and the views go like parabolic.
Yeah.
The engagement is sometimes great, sometimes meh.
Depends on the post.
It sort of depends. Yeah, exactly. It depends on the post. It depends how well they target.
Right.
But I mean, I think it's effective for brands that are trying to like sell a product.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not selling a product.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that it works for me.
I think it's a smart distinction.
Yeah.
Seems straightforward enough.
Yeah.
To some that might be like, well, that's obvious. But I think it's a really good point.
Yeah.
If you're a brand differentiated from a creator,
Yeah.
and you're a company trying to sell a thing, or product or service, and you need more eyeballs, it can get you more eyeballs.
Yeah.
And you would like to think that the platforms are reasonably smart in identifying the interests and information they have on you to put the ad in front of the right person.
I mean, especially Instagram. I don't know how well. I'm sure they all have a ton of information about every user that uses their platform. But I know that Instagram does, because the information they give me is a lot.
Exactly.
And I know that they have 1,000 times more information than what they're giving me. And I don't have information about individual followers, obviously, but I have information about like my following group as like a base. And I know like generally where my followers live, and I know generally how old they are, and like the male female split and stuff like that. So, and I know that Meta has way more information than that and their back end.
Well, it's funny you should say that because that's actually my current day conclusion on this issue is it possible that Google's information on their users is terrible and that's why YouTube's promotion feature is terrible? Which seems like a ridiculous statement.
Yeah.
Google doesn't have great information on you. But if they did, I think they would send less bots from overseas to your YouTube channel. They'd send more targeted traffic. They can't seem to get the right traffic to your YouTube stuff.
Yeah. I
Hey,
do think-
YouTube, figure your shit out.
Seriously,
the
stop.
fuck are you doing?
Seriously, stop selling creators a poison pill.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
think Meta has the best information
Mm-hmm.
because of the constant integration with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think data on the phone is more accurate than data on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more people use YouTube. Like I use YouTube on my computer and my TV, but I use
But you're not using
Instagram
it
on the phone.
Oh, interesting.
so I
That's a good hypothesis.
that is a hypothesis
Sure.
completely. But that's my guess. And I do think that Meta has the most information about us, for better or worse.
1,000%. I mean, when you start to look at Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
Facebook's Messenger, WhatsApp,
I mean,
like
'cause even
absolutely.
like if you go to like your Instagram like suggested friend, I'm like, how do they know that I know this person?
Right.
Like, I'm like,
how do they know? And it's actually kind of creepy. So I press X and I'm
It's-
like report.
So I was eating at like a local restaurant in my neighborhood last night, and a woman stops me as I'm walking out. I was like, "Hey, we love your videos, so thank you so much." And they go, "We're going here tomorrow because you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. Let me know what you think." 10 minutes later, I'd never met this person my entire life. 10 minutes later, she pops up in my suggested people I know on Instagram. I'm like, how does that
Weird.
happen?
They have your microphone. They have
Like,
access to your
that's- yeah.
microphone.
it's the microphone.
Or
It's,
it's like
the
geo- but I'm like,
targeting. It's
how
the,
did that, like, that's crazy. Because I had never met her. She was incredibly nice. She had been like following my page, but this was like a regular person, like not someone with like not someone who posts content to the internet. Like,
right.
she had a private page, but like the first person in my Instagram you may know was this woman. I'm like, that's
That's not right.
that's crazy that
crazy.
Meta
Truman
has
Show
that
shit.
information.
I'll put a positive spin on that anecdote and also this conversation as a whole. That degree of targeting is what gives me confidence that, at least for now, I can still trust Meta to put my content in front of people that have a reasonable chance to not just be, of course, subscribers, but engaged followers. If they know that, I think I can trust them to put my content in front of the right people.
Totally. But we have
Yeah, it does scare me though, in the sense that like I'm opting in to like them having everything about me. Like I post stuff to the internet, but most people don't do that, and they still have that information about most people. Like that's to me that's concerning. It's crazy, but like,
Well, you're
I don't know.
talking-
There's anything we could do about it.
I mean, there is this
unfortunately,
great
yeah.
tool online called Cardio.
Sorry, sponsor. I can't.
I
That's
keep
just
that one up.
the
Go
native
for it.
read for Cardio. Shout out cardio.io, and it's going to protect your online identity
I did not know that. So
and
I
send
teed that up
send
really
you
nice.
notifications if your information's been compromised or leaked, and it's just it's that guardian angel on your shoulder for your online identity.
Cardio is amazing. It prevents you from. I can't even do it. If it was planned, maybe I could do it. The sheer fact that you're putting me on the spot. All right,
You get a
wait a
little
minute.
red.
I lost my rosacea. You know,
I know.
motherfucker.
Well, I want to go back to brands for a second and the
Yeah.
brand deals. When what are they looking? What are the brands looking for? Is it your reach? Is it the views? Is it the engagement?
I think it's engagement.
that
I
matters
think
the most
it's-
now.
I think it's geographic specificity, and engagement.
If they're smart,
Yeah.
that's
well,
right.
I think that's the brands that are reaching out to me that I then I get tons of spam brands in my DMs that are like, work with Temu,
Right.
this or
Right.
and I'm like those I don't even respond to, but brands that are interested because they actually like have seen what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're interested, is the geographic specificity and the engagement.
Yeah. And are you getting most of these inquiries inbound these days? Or are you doing much actual proactive outreach?
I do both.
You do
I do
both?
both, and
man.
both work.
You're a DM slider.
Email. Yeah, kind of DM slider, but email mostly.
Email. We're gonna put that in a
Like
second.
email outbound marketing.
I'll slide into some business DMs.
No, I mean, yeah, I
Some
do
brand
send
DMs.
Wawa a DM every month. It's like, let's work together. Come on.
I said business DMs, honey. All right, chill out. Talking brands here, brand deals.
But yeah, it's outbound marketing by looking at what brands are advertising in the Philadelphia area. And then looking through those brands and being like, these are the ones that I would want to work with. These are the ones that I wouldn't. And then sending them a little like pre-canned script.
You're finding them on like LinkedIn, or are you using like Apollo? Or
LinkedIn, Instagram.
just kind of doing your own research to find
Yeah,
out
yeah.
that decision maker or that email address, and then sending.
Exactly.
Sending.
If you DM a brand and say, I want to work with you.
Gonna fall in deaf's ears.
Well, no. They'll respond to you and say, email us here. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean,
that's true.
maybe
That's
not.
true.
Maybe not for everyone. Instagram does
Maybe not
this-
for you, Steven, but for
Yeah,
Jacob.
no, I'm banned from sliding to DMs.
Oh, really? Well, Instagram does this crazy thing where if you have over 10,000 followers, it promotes your DMs within
No
an
shit.
inbox.
Oh.
Yeah, which is nuts. But so like if I send a DM to a brand, it's much more likely to get read.
Right.
Which for
Right.
again, for better or worse, but it's effective.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If you can share your source, how are you determining what brands are advertising in the first place?
Oh, I go through like Philadelphia Magazine, The Inquirer, stuff like that. Yeah, just look at what brands.
And are you looking at like brands that are doing like more evergreen, like you said, Wawa or Herds versus?
I've never worked with Wawa. I want to work with
Okay.
Wawa. Yeah, I DM them monthly.
What about cultural moments? What about like the All-Star game is coming this year? Is that on?
So
your
I do
purview?
work with Visit Philly.
Visit Philly.
And they are.
And they got all the events. They say, Jacob, we have an event happening.
Yeah.
We want you
and
to help promote it.
I love Visit Philly. They're my favorite. Every other brand that works with me, don't listen to that. But no, I love working with Visit Philly because I get
And
to
Visit Philly, the tourism board, board essentially.
yeah, and it's because it's so native to what I do
Yeah,
that
you're
even
right.
though it's like clearly marked as an ad, it goes
It's
up
on
the
brand. It's on brand.
Visit Philly page. It feels like
Yeah.
it is. I mean, it doesn't feel like it is like an organic piece of content of like something that I either would or might be talking about anyway. That also just like hits the. By the way, if you're like an out of towner that's looking for a place to stay, go to Visit Philly and check it out. I think that like those are the types of brands I want to work with that have like very natural integrations that like, you know, it still clearly paid promotion, but is very organic to what I'm doing regardless.
Listen up, everybody. Jacob
Smart.
knows his shit.
So smart.
That is basically the marketing holy grail there, by the way.
And it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
And that took some time to learn. I've done some like videos with brands and I'm like, I wouldn't do that again today. But
Sure.
you know, it's stuff that's like Philly or PA and like naturally integrated that like I can feel good about. Like that is what I want to be doing. And again, certainly not every ad that I've done in the past has been that, but that is the goal moving forward, and that is the the ethos
100%.
for 2026 and beyond.
I mean,
And I love Visit Philly.
right? From an advertising perspective, that is as good as it gets, right? It is putting your message with a creator that embodies your brand, is already a representative of what you embody. Their audience, that creator's audience, has already opted into communications about these types of things.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's natively. This is the power of social media from an advertising perspective, the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And so
When you're negotiating with these brands, how much does performance metrics come into the conversation? And are there performance metrics or KPIs you're trying to hit?
What do you mean, like when I'm negotiating, sending like historic ones, or
Yeah, like, hey,
is the deal
visit-
dependent on
Not as dependent, but like, hey, Visit Philly, we're gonna go do this campaign on the St. Patrick's Day event, whatever. When you're negotiating with the brand, is it like we expect to reach? Like, do they have expectations on the piece of content? Like, we need this video to perform, have 100,000 views.
Yeah. Great question. Not that they have explicitly communicated to me, but I'm sure they have internal KPIs that they want to hit. But especially with someone like Visit Philly that I've done a lot of work with in the past and will continue to work with in the future, like they know
Yeah.
what we've done in the past and are really happy with the work that we've done together.
That's why you keep working.
I'm
with
really
them.
happy with the work that we've done together. It's incredibly mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Because they have a large platform and we collab post and like it sends new people to me, it sends new people to them. And it also like I think a lot of what I do with them specifically is like inter Philly activity, because when they're like looking to promote events, they're looking, I think, and they have not told me this, but I think they're looking at like 3 different audiences. People that don't live in Philly, that might come into Philly for a trip.
Like a day trip or an out of town.
Either like multi-day or
Got it.
like whatever.
Got
like whether it's 1 day or 3 days or 7 days.
Sure.
People who live in like the Philly suburbs, maybe South Jersey, that come in for like an event and maybe leave that night. And then people who live in Philly that just like need something cool to do because there are all these great events. Yeah. And so I think that I hit those second 2 of like people in the Philly suburbs and South Jersey that might want to come in for like one thing, or people that live in Philly, they're like, what am I going to do this weekend?
Yeah.
So I think that I hit both of those, which is cool. But yeah, they have like the metrics that we've done. Certainly when I was like talking with them about the 2026 deal, like I collected all that.
2026 deal. So you have a yearly.
We're working on something. Yeah.
Wow. That's great. That's huge.
I mean,
that's the goal of a creator, right? Like not the singular one-offs, but
and I try to do that with all the brands that I like want to work with. Is like they come to me and are like, what can we do for one video? And I'm like, how about 3? But
Smart though.
My man.
So a lot of times it's not worth it for a one-off. All the planning, preparation, or research, or whatever.
More than that, it's stability over the course of like many months, right? Because this is my job.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly I put all that in an Excel sheet and sent it to them, and they have the back end. They can verify that I'm like telling the truth. I am.
Of course. But are you sending all that in like a media kit too? Like you said, like you have like a deck or a media kit?
I had a media kit. I found that like just talking to people.
Do creators need a media kit in 2026?
I have gotten by without one. Maybe I'd be more successful if I had one. But the like engagement metrics change so frequently. I'd be in that deck all the time editing it. I find that like with a well-written email that has my engagement,
current day stats. Here we are.
That like links to my page. Like you go to my page, you know what I'm about within 4 scrolls, right?
Right.
So like, I don't know. If I did a different type of content, maybe.
Yeah.
If I did like long form content and I'm selling someone on like, this is the integration, but to understand my stuff, they'd have to watch 3 20-minute videos.
Right.
It might be different than like to understand my stuff, you have to watch 3 3-minute videos.
I think the profile kind of serves as the deck these days.
Yeah.
Right.
For what I do.
I think for currently what you're doing, but let's fast forward a year.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're starting to create like a little bit of a media company. That kind of seems to be what you're essentially doing.
Yeah.
You start doing long form. You start to talk about a yearly contract. I'm sure there's other creative things on the horizon. Well, I think once you have multiple touch points, multiple like places where you can get discovered and formats, then the media kit comes into play. Because just sending someone to an Instagram where all they can see is the short form, well, you don't know that we do UGC, that we own a studio, that we're marketers, that we do this, that we do that.
Yes. 1,000%. Totally agree. And once I launch long form in a more sustainable way, I will probably need to revisit my media kit.
Right. And then probably like a website and that whole thing.
Yeah.
Do
I don't
you
even
have a website?
have a web. I own a domain.
Oh, that's
but there
great.
is nothing on that domain.
What's the domain? Jacob.
Doesphilly.com. Yeah.
Great.
Because I had a Shopify site for a little bit.
Did you?
Just selling like hats with my logo on it.
That's cool.
None of them sold.
No.
Yeah, I mean like
I would've
6
bought
of them.
one,
6 of
Jacob.
them sold.
If you
I
brought,
brought
them
for y'all.
here, we would have worn them.
Let me mail them to you guys. Yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
Because I have so many at home.
That's cool.
We love swag. We'll rock it in an episode.
Because I have a buddy who runs like a local clothing brand called the Deli Collective. I make really cool like shirts and sweatshirts. I wear the sweat shorts that he sent me.
Is it all about like
That's
cold
right.
cuts?
So that was like the premise of it is like
I want the gabagool shorts.
no, straight up. He's got a shirt that says gabagool. But he also does like you've probably seen these. The Phillies logo, but instead of Phillies, it says prosciutto.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or the Eagles logo, but instead of Eagles, it says espresso martini.
Yes.
Those are his shirts.
Oh, cool.
He designed me a logo 2 years ago. He was like one of the first people that like followed the Instagram, like was under 1,000 followers. He followed the Instagram. He liked the page. We started talking, whatever. And he designed me a logo. I paid him to do that. And he's killing it with his company, but yeah, I have this like great little logo that I throw on hats, and
I love to actually chat with this guy.
He's great.
I've seen those
his name's
designs.
Andrew. He's great. His wife also runs like a local Philly clothing brand called Parcel Island. And they both sell at like all the very big events like the flower show and the like Italian Market Festival.
Yeah.
They do really well. They kill it. They work out of the Bach building.
I love these little creators that
They're awesome. Yeah.
and like they're just making
they're-
really cool buttons and t-shirts and
make great
sweatshirts
stuff,
and
yeah.
just cool things. Like I'm such
yeah.
a geek for that shit.
Then it's cool stuff. Yeah. They make great stuff. I wear his clothing all the time.
I want to go back a little bit to like the production of the content and talk about engagement hacks.
Yeah.
To the degree that you use them. So one thing I've noticed is, and I don't know if it's organic or you do it on purpose, but you seem to move around a fair amount when you're
I'm very
talking in your
frenetic.
videos.
Yeah.
And you wave your finger a lot.
Yeah.
And is that by design or just naturally?
That is tamed down from what it used to be.
Oh, wow.
That's like natural. Yeah. I'm just like a little frenetic.
Yeah.
Interesting
Well, that
word.
makes two of us.
Yeah. Well,
Constantly.
yeah. But I think, I think it, I mean, it definitely, or probably.
Is it because you're
helps
nervous? Is it a nervous tick on camera?
No, I think it's, I don't know.
Passion.
Think it's,
You're
I
into
think
it.
it's part of that. I think it's just like, I talk with my hands, but my hands aren't in the video. So I pull them up to be in the video. But then I know it straight up. Yeah. But when they're not in the video, my
For the
head's
William
bobbling.
Penn thing.
Yeah. But my head's bobbling because.
So it's not intentional then. You're not doing it.
No, it's not like a put on.
For movement.
But I don't like try to stop it. Like, it's not a put on.
We are very focused on getting movement into our clips one way or another because everybody's sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fortunately, I also, but we'll do things like, if it's a clip, we'll pull the mic up and it's dumb, it's silly, but it works.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
well,
then
you've seen like some TikToks that go viral,
Right.
with like millions of views are like someone telling a story while cutting vegetables.
Right.
And it's because it's basically two stories at once.
Yep.
As cutting vegetables it's not like an exciting story, but there's some movement going on, and then they're telling a very engaging story.
That's right.
And usually it's a very engaging storyteller.
you just tapped something.
And
big
and
here.
so they're working. It's the same reason that like all these like ripped AI little like accounts that steal someone else's content and throw Subway Surfers underneath it.
Or video game
And
or
it's
whatever.
why you'll
Two things
notice
at once
it now.
though?
Yeah, there's like a
Yeah,
split
so, like,
screen.
A lot like like a comedian makes a video and it does well on TikTok, and then someone rips that video, split screens it, puts the comedian on top, puts Subway Surfers or someone playing with slime or something underneath
Something
that.
meditative. Like, it makes you
and then
fixated.
it gets 10 times more views just by stealing both content because they didn't do the slime either.
You're blowing my mind
And
right now.
it gets a ton of views because it's two different things at once. It's the story and it's like some sort of visual that like, even if it's not the craziest visual in the world, it's like there's something going on.
Have you heard of the famous book Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman?
I have not.
You haven't heard of that book,
No.
Jacob? Come on, Thinking Fast and Slow. No, but in all seriousness, it's a very famous book. It's
Yeah.
about human psychology. It's written, I think, 15, 20 years ago, but is like still super relevant.
Yeah.
And you can already see where I'm going with this. There's kind of like two sides of the brain, one that processes more complex or engaging more complex information.
Yeah.
That's one side of the brain. And the other one that kind of processes simple things like a silver surfer or whatever, someone playing with slime, someone cutting vegetables.
Yeah.
So to do both at once really does perhaps stop the brain from wandering elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Huberman in a meditation episode he did, it must be one of his top episodes, I've certainly listened to it, says the same thing about meditation. And I'm paraphrasing here, don't hold it against me, Huberman fans. But basically, he kind of said that a little bit of a myth that you want to focus on one thing with meditation. It's more like if you're focusing on your breathing while you're also thinking on staying calm. I'm kind of butchering.
No, here's to your point, breathing, but also counting.
Breathing while counting, kind of two things. And that somehow locks the brain in.
Interesting. It's an interesting thing. I've seen the content you're talking about, Jacob. I get asphyxiated by it. It could be someone skiing down a mountain. It could be a video game. It could be vegetables.
It annoys me because all of that is ripped content. Like they're stealing that from the creator, usually at the top of the video, that made like a real actually engaging.
Rogan gets ripped. Theo Von. They're all getting ripped.
A lot of comedians get ripped.
Bad Friends.
But even like non-pod, just like TikTokers, the people who do like skit comedy and stuff get ripped, and it you just these are.
Have you gotten ripped?
I don't think so, but they also
I've gotten ripped probably tonight.
Definitely getting ripped. There's a big snowstorm coming. I'm getting fucking ripped, boys.
I'm afraid my pipes are gonna freeze.
Oh man.
But they all these accounts also block the people that they're ripping from. So I wouldn't totally know. So you would. I don't think my content is the type that would get ripped because it's so, again, geographically specific that there isn't nationwide appeal necessarily.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, let's go back.
Yeah.
So is there anything you do in your production process or in your filming process that you feel isn't done deliberately to help with engagement?
I think that I tell people to follow me if they want more. And I do think
you are pretty deliberate at doing that in the beginning.
Yeah. And I think that it sounds weird, but people don't necessarily think I like this, I should follow it.
They need to be told what to do.
But if you say, hey, if you like this, if you want more like this, follow me, it will make sure that I pop up more frequently for you. And if they like my video, they'll follow. And if they don't like the video, they'll scroll past, whatever. But if they don't like the video, they were going to scroll past anyway. So that is something I intentionally do. And I think that does help convert viewers to followers. The first two sentences that I say in my videos are louder than the rest of the video. And not that I'm pitching it up in post-production or anything, but I just speak a little bit louder. Those first two sentences. At first, it was not intentional. And now it kind of is. Just in the sense of if everything's the same volume when you scroll, the thing that's just a little bit louder might catch attention. And then for the rest of the video, I go back to a more normal talking voice. I'm a loud person to begin with, I think, in my talking voice. But at first, just a little bit loud. Not screaming, but a little bit.
And you do that naturally. You're not using the EQ on the app.
No, that's just
hey, welcome to the show. Yeah. And so today we're doing this, right?
That's Steven's role, is to be the loud guy.
Yeah. I spike audio levels all the time.
Everyone needs one. W
did it yesterday
hates me because of that.
Clip duration, do you think much about that?
I mean, the first sentence, I try not to make it more than 7-8 seconds.
Right. Okay.
Before I get to the and follow for more Philly food content.
But under 90 seconds, under 60 seconds, under 30 seconds.
Oh, for the whole video? Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I do. I think my content's a little abnormal in that sense that I make long short form videos. Some of these videos are 5 minutes long. Just because I'm trying to tell my experience going out to a restaurant. And I went to Floors in the Fishtown Kensington neighborhood last weekend.
How's it spelled?
Fleurs.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a French restaurant. Chef George Sabatino. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great. They opened it last year in 2025. It toured maybe the end of the year. Like it's relatively new. It was awesome.
What'd you get?
A lot of stuff. We were a group of 4. So, and I like very intentionally try to go out with like bigger
large
groups so that we can order a lot of stuff so that I have a lot to talk about. And that's how I like to dine anyway. It's
more
like
family style,
and
more like we're all in
some
this
people
together.
hate that.
Yeah,
that
I don't like
is
those
100%. Yeah, but that's 100% how I like to dine, and I think that's great. And like I don't even do the ordering most of the time. Like I'll let the table decide, and I'll be like, maybe I'll be like, this looks good, but like, you know, it's
just bring it all on and try it all.
Yeah, and I'll like what I like, and I won't like what I don't like. But this place was awesome, and in the video, I go through, and I want to be like, what I like to do is be descriptive about the dishes, say why I like something, because if I just like say, hey, this was like a 7 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, what does that number mean? It means, to me, it means nothing. And I don't like quantitative food reviews for that reason.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, if you rate a movie a 9 out of 10 and I rate a movie a 7 out of 10, we might have liked the movie the same amount and just use the scale differently.
That's fair.
Or just like, I don't know, taste is subjective.
Subjective.
Yeah,
It's so subjective.
in everything. But and that includes food. Anything that has some artistry involved in it, taste of that is going to be subjective. You watch a movie, we might like that movie differently. We eat the same salmon dish. You might not like salmon and I might love salmon. And so if you say 4 out of 10 and I say 9 out of 10, like that doesn't give context to the viewer.
Makes
if I'm
perfect
just like,
sense.
You know? So I try to be qualitative and descriptive, and that takes more time than just saying 6 out of 10. And so I went to Floors. It was awesome. But, we get 7 things for the table, and that means that I have to describe 7 dishes. And I try to be really descriptive because, like, I'm sort of a dork about, like, the process that went into making the food and their sourcing and why something might work and why something might not work.
Personally.
Yeah, and that's what I like, too. Like, that's when I started making videos, I wanted to make videos that I wanted to watch. And so that was what I wanted to watch. That was what I was always interested in when, people would make food videos. And there were a few like short form creators and that I really liked. I liked like Rob Martinez and Julian Moo out of New York City that make great food videos. Caitlin Lavery in New York, she makes great food videos, and that's sort of what they do. Also, they're very descriptive.
So they were your inspiration?
Were
there other larger inspiration? Did you have a larger inspiration even earlier in your life? Like
I watched a ton of
or,
Food Network, food TV
Network.
and travel TV.
Right.
Growing up, Bourdain, Adam Richman.
You're an Adam Richman fan.
Man vs. Food was super entertaining.
Okay.
But then he did like some other travel stuff that.
You were a Guy Fieri fan?
For entertainment purposes, but not like not in the same way that I like Bourdain and Richman.
So then the classic next question is, who would win in a fight? Adam Richman or Guy Fieri? Take 2.
Like a physical fight?
Fucking fight.
Adam Richman.
Yeah,
I think he's taller.
It seems to be unanimous. This
This
question.
is unanimous. That Guy Fieri's getting his ass kicked by Adam Richman 9 times.
I think
out of 10.
Richman's taller.
He's taller. So
I think I've never met either of these guys.
Right,
but
right.
I think he's taller.
Wait a minute. Okay, since everybody seems to be picking Adam all the time, and probably myself as well, I will say Guy is more likely to do something crazy. Like he might be losing and then just bite an arm or something.
You think
know
so?
What I mean? Or like,
but Adam Richman's from New York.
Right, but he's just gonna box correctly.
Like they're both like bigger guys. Like I think Guy's like my size, and I think Adam's taller than me. So that's my take.
So he's gonna throw his weight around a little bit more.
Yeah, I think reach. Right?
Shout out to Adam Richman. I mean, he was on our feed a couple weeks ago.
He was. He chimed in on a post we did with Dar the Food Guru.
Oh, really?
Having the same question, we asked Dar the Food Guru who would win in a fight, Adam Richman or Guy Fieri, and he was at him all day.
Yeah,
So
that would be my guess.
what is producer Kristen saying?
Kristen, our producer, is saying Bobby Flay would beat them all, and I'm
Bobby
not so
Flay
sure
beats
about
everyone?
that. He'd outcook them.
in a fight? I don't know, but I did
don't
like
know.
the show where he used to like show up to somebody's restaurant and try to.
Yes.
I think that was what it called. Like Bobby Flay verse.
Beat
or something.
Bobby Flay.
Yeah,
It was beat Bobby
Like I like
Flay.
that. I watched
That
lot
was a good concept.
Yeah, I
Bobby
watched a lot
Flay
of
is-
like Food Network and stuff with my dad and my
yeah.
brother. Like,
I mean, of
and
course.
that's sort of where I got the language maybe of food. And we would go out to restaurants as a family. My brother's a food scientist. Like, I think it
Brother's a food scientist.
Ah.
What's a food scientist do?
develops like commercial products and stuff. Yeah.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, he's a very, very smart guy. But so it's it kind of runs and not that like any of us like worked in like the restaurant industry, but I think that's like
Eating
just
in the
something
DNA.
that- yeah,
It's in
kind
the
of.
DNA.
Yeah.
It's in all of our DNA, because let's just face it, if eating was not in our DNA as a species,
Yeah.
I think it's why this content just works so good.
It just
I mean, if
works,
we
man.
post about food, it outperforms everything
Well,
else.
food is culture too. It's
food is
every
culture.
food is important to every culture on the planet, and I like showcasing that. I like to
Oh, yeah.
go into restaurants from every culture that exists in Philadelphia, which is almost every culture that exists in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Philly's a very diverse city. I think that's one of its strengths.
Excellent. Yeah, for sure.
And go in and talk to the people cooking the food and learn about dishes that I didn't grow up with. And I think that that's really cool.
Your approach reminds me a little bit of our buddy Wes from Feeding Time TV.
I love Dave.
Yeah, Dave,
yeah.
great guy.
Yeah.
And just
I'm hanging out with him tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Tell him we said hi.
Will do.
He
Yeah,
was
he's
our
a good guy.
second.
Food creator.
He was our second food creator.
Yeah.
I'm getting dim sum with him tomorrow.
Nice. I want to
jealous.
dim sum
Yeah,
with
yeah.
him.
Don't
Yeah.
get stuck in the snow.
Food is culture. I want to go back to something. Food is culture. Food is also nostalgia too, right?
Yeah.
How much does that play into it, do you think?
There are certainly dishes, especially for like South Philly Italians.
Mm.
Like that's and I'm not a South Philly, nor am I Italian, but that for Philadelphia, that's such a huge like nostalgic play. But in terms of like there are just like restaurants in South Philly that have been around for 50 years, 80 years.
Right.
Ralph's has been around for
Right.
80, I don't even know.
Has it, Ralph's?
It's it's
Wow.
one of the oldest Italian restaurants in the country.
Is that
Really?
right?
Yeah, it might be the oldest. I don't want
And
to.
you've been.
It's great. Yeah, yeah.
What's your
Been there a
favorite
couple
dish?
times.
I think I got the veal parm when I was there.
fucking veal parm
But
is-
again, we split a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
We brought my cousin for his birthday. It's like the type of spot that he would love, and he did love it. We all
Nice.
loved it. It was great. But it's like classic red sauce joint.
Yeah.
and
sure.
it's great. It's really like a fun spot. The family that runs it is incredibly kind.
Yeah.
The food's great. So
What are you drinking when you go out to a place like that?
I don't really drink.
You don't really drink?
Yeah,
So you get like an iced tea or a water
I'm a
or
Diet Coke.
you're a
fiend.
DC kind of
Yeah,
guy.
Diet Coke fiend.
Really?
Well,
You
water,
and Warren
but
Buffett?
water usually. Yeah. I drink occasionally.
Yeah.
When I drink, I like red wine.
Okay.
And I like a cocktail situation,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm really drinking like 6-7 times a year.
A
Not
year?
lot. Yeah, not a
Wow.
lot.
Yeah.
Like
for you.
weddings and special occasions.
I drink
Well, I
less and
need
less
more
myself.
weddings in my life.
I want to get back to some strategy stuff.
Yep.
Do you think much about intentionally deviating from your standard approach in an effort to mix things up?
Yes.
Or, okay.
100%. Yeah.
Mm.
I want to hear the or though.
Well, I was going to
before
say, or some people feel like that's the last thing you should do. If you've got a formula
Yeah.
that's working, stick with it. Just hammer that all the way.
Yeah.
I'm more to the former, that deviation helps long
Or
term.
experimentation is a better
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah, I think deviation and experimentation I definitely think is valuable, even if it does not appear that way in terms of views, just from a creative perspective. Like you scroll through my channel, like I can pull it up right now, but what camera should I?
You would be this guy.
Or this one you could do.
So you scroll through, I don't know, yeah. You scroll through and it's
Yeah.
like mostly pictures of my head against like the city of Philadelphia.
Yep.
But every 4th, 5th video,
Yeah.
it's in the kitchen or it's a different background. And you know, I think that like combination of familiarity, but then something different.
Yes.
Cues people in that like occasionally I'm going to try something new and that's fun.
Yep.
But also there is like a standard of like what is a Jacob Does Philly video.
Okay. I like it.
So I think that it's like that familiarity with a little bit of different.
Maybe 15%.
Yeah, something like that. But it allows me to like express that creativity. Like I really love filming in kitchens, and I love like getting to talk to the chefs that make the food that fuels the city, and you know, learning about the culture and the background of the dish, and learning about the culture and the background of the chefs, and learning about the culture and the history of the restaurant and stuff like that. And I get to tell that story, and try to do justice to that story. But that also takes more time. Like those videos take more time.
Yeah.
And so I can't do one of those a day.
You mess things up.
Yeah.
You don't get the same views. There's a lot of downside, but I feel like it's all short term. The longer term payoff is worth it.
Yeah. But even like though, if I do like an in the kitchen video, that is taking me 6 to 8 hours to make, as opposed to like one of the talking heads is 2 hours to make. I literally couldn't do one of those every day. And so doing maybe 2 of those a week, 1 of those a week allows me to like switch it up, have the fun creative outlet of like doing that type of stuff. But if I was doing one of those every day, it just the page wouldn't last.
Yep.
Like I wouldn't have the time.
You'd burn out real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'd be remiss with the time we have left if I didn't ask you a little bit about some of the work you're doing or have done with brands, because you and I had a preliminary phone call, and I really loved some of your thoughts on working with restaurants or local businesses. So firstly, on the occasion you do take on something as a consultant, who do you take on?
Yeah, I haven't really been taking on. So I got laid off in January from my consulting job. Like
last January.
Last January.
Like a year ago.
Yeah, my like environmental, social, and governance consulting job.
So you're full time.
Yeah, I've been doing this full time since then. But when I got laid off, I was like, maybe I should try to find some social media consulting clients at the time. And I took on like CPG brands and like a couple like hairdressers and stuff like that. No restaurants.
Right.
Because I was like, I'm doing restaurant content, and I think that there's like, I just didn't want to like, I don't know, double dip, because I don't charge restaurants for the videos I make.
Right.
So I didn't want to.
That's smart. Separating church and state.
Yeah, sort of. And I don't know, I've just like really dove in headfirst to the creative side.
Yeah.
I do have a couple folks that I like do a little bit of consulting for.
Yeah.
One CPG brand that I just like working with, and they were one of my first clients. And it's now like ad hoc stuff. Like I just like, you know, chat with them.
Yep.
And then I help, my cousins have a pizza place that I help with their social media stuff. And I do talk about them on my page, but every time I talk about them on my page, I'm very clear that like, this is my cousin's spot.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's incredible, but just so you know, it is also my cousin's spot. And like,
well, you made a comment to me that really stuck with me. And it was essentially that brands, companies on social media trying to build their following, they shouldn't push themselves to try to act like everyday content creators if that's not who they are.
100%.
And I thought that was brilliant because I think brands are either getting the opposite advice or just under the impression that the opposite is true, that they want to be the next viral organic sensation.
Yeah.
And
100%.
So talk about that.
I think that, I think you see it a lot with brands on social media, that like they're trying to force a business person to be a creator. Yeah. And like that, you know, that's not who everyone is. And that's fine. Most people are not. Like that's,
because being a creator, it's a performance sport. Like you are performing.
But it's also like you have to enjoy it. Like I do get a lot of like messages from people that are like, I'm thinking about starting a page. Do you have any recommendations? And my recommendation to people that are like thinking about starting a page is like, do it if you want to do it. Like, don't do it because you're like, I'm going to build this platform and get rich quick. Because I'm not rich. Like it's and there is
no quick. It's very rare.
There are certainly creators that are rich, but like you really need to be killing it to be rich making. Like I make a living for sure. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. But I am not rich. But like, I don't know. You're not going to blow up, and you're not going to blow up
for the wrong reasons.
So make videos because you like making videos and try it. Like, there's no shame in starting. And 6 months in, you're like, I'm not having fun and stopping.
Okay, so
but there's also no shame in doing it for years and never finding an audience, but you really enjoy it.
Sure.
Right? So I think that with the businesses, they're being told, like, let's act like a creator instead of like, because they've seen creator brands work.
Yeah.
Like you see,
well, we're
I'm
doing it.
I'm trying to think.
We're both the creators and the brand, but we're very comfortable in that role. We like it. And since our primary business is marketing, it makes sense for us on a number of levels.
Yeah.
But it does not make sense for so many businesses.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking about if you're like selling like a consumer product.
Sure.
And like, I'm trying to think of like an example of where it works really well.
Dude wipes. And I'm going to tell you why.
I don't know what their social media looks like.
They have grown to be $300 million brand basically.
No, I know they're very
social.
successful,
but
I don't know
their founder, Sean Riley, is huge on LinkedIn.
Interesting.
And he has become the startup rah-rah guy.
Okay.
And he's posting shit out there and he's constantly doing it. But it took him a long time and he fumbled. For years he's been doing it. Now, 10 years in, 12 years in, he's starting to hit that stride.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of brands look at them like, I need to be that. Well, no, you need to be your own version of that. And it's going to take a long time to get there to where you're comfortable doing these ridiculous engaging pieces of content that is really exposing everything under the kimono.
Well, that's my follow-up.
Or
question
even
for you.
what do you know who Brandflex is?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like incredibly successful creator, probably the biggest creator in Philadelphia. Almost definitely the biggest creator in Philadelphia. He just launched, I think, like a jewelry line, and I would not be surprised if that jewelry line does incredibly well. Because he's a creator first that then launched a brand. Versus like if you're a brand that's trying to become a creator, like you don't necessarily have the like
the embedded audience.
Or like Brandflex is insanely engaging.
Right.
Like he's a good storyteller. He's funny. Like people like him.
Polarizing.
Yeah. But people love his videos and he has an audience that rides for him. And because of that, when he launches a product, it's more likely to do well. Versus if you have a product, even if that's a really good product, but you don't have that audience built in, sell the product. Don't try to create a character to sell the product. Brandflex is already like this engaging person who is authentically themselves online and then is like just launched a bracelet. And I bet that bracelet's going to do incredibly well. Like, I would honestly be shocked if it didn't do well.
Because his audience has probably told him repeatedly, this is the kind of product we want you to make.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he also like worked in-house with the team that made the bracelet to design something that felt very authentic.
Built it in public so everyone starts to see it. Like there's excitement around it.
That's the type of thing that I think makes sense for a creator brand versus like a brand trying to be a creator.
Well, and so that's my follow-up question for you. So, and let's talk smaller businesses now with very finite, limited budgets. Because I think things change when you have a massive budget.
100%, yeah.
If I'm that small business and I'm shaking my head right now going, yup, I'm just not, it's not me to try to become the creator and I don't want to be on social media every day, but I know I have to be there.
Yeah.
I have to be on there in some way. So what would make sense or what do you think they should do on social media if they're not the native creator type?
It's very industry dependent, but like looking at like maybe a restaurant, if we're talking like a mom and pop restaurant, it's the food. Like that's why, and I think that applies to like any industry of like, it's the product. Why the product? Why, this lip balm that you're trying to sell me? Why, this pair of sneakers? Like, or at a restaurant, why the food? And then on top of that, like find like maybe like one little engagement thing. Like, there is a great Mediterranean pizza place in Philly called Stina Pizzeria.
Yes.
It's awesome. And a lot of their videos sort of have the same like intro where it's the chef and owner bringing the plate over to the table. And then it's the video of the food. And it helps that the food is incredible for sure. But it's sort of like that consistency of format. And then the food's great.
And they're not trying to be on camera.
Although they are probably for a slight second.
He's
which
on camera
gives
for
that
like 2 to 3 seconds.
And
so
that's
you know,
authentic though. Like that,
but that's
that
authentic.
makes it's
but
genuine.
he's not like performing for the
act,
camera. He's
Dude,
not
talking
exactly.
head,
Not trying to
skits.
act.
Yeah, and he's an incredibly like kind guy. I've met him in real life. He's awesome. But like he's not like exactly. He's not like doing skits and trying to act. He's bringing out whatever he cooked that day. It's always great because I've been there twice. It's awesome.
I've heard.
But yeah, it's highly recommend.
Yeah.
It's a Greek pizza place, and they do both like a sourdough like charred pizza, but then also like all the Greek dishes are outrageously good.
I'm pretty sure it's the same place Wes recommended to us.
Is it?
Yeah. with
We
the
gotta
He,
go.
he likes that
pizza.
place too. Yeah.
We
yeah.
gotta go.
And
And they just do pizza or they do other stuff?
no, it's pizza and all the Greek
And
food.
all the
Yeah.
Greek,
Yeah, like you gotta get the
gyros
like
and-
octopus leg. And
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I love a
There
good
it is. See?
octopus.
Yeah.
Random, you just say
They
that.
char it with some lemon.
octopus.
Oh, it's so good.
When it's done right, that is
Yeah.
a game changer.
I brought
Sean's favorite.
yeah, I brought a different cousin of mine there for her birthday. But it's that place rocks. But like that is a format that like I see as like working, and then it's also like, especially with like a restaurant where like people come in, like encourage people to follow you in real life, like like have a conversation with a human being and be
IRL.
like, and be like, hey, check us out on Instagram. And I think for like a brand that works.
What about a B2B brand? Like put on your ESG hat for a second.
Yeah.
Like if I'm some kind of company that works within sustainability.
B2B marketing is a totally different beast, honestly.
Yeah, we don't expect you to be an expert,
yeah.
but I'm curious to hear you spitball on this as well.
Like,
if you're put in that position, what do you think? Like a SaaS platform, like an accounting practice management platform. I just had that come through, and they were trying to improve on social. And I mean, I remember asking Mike Desmarais. I'll give you some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Mike Desmarais
please.
from Two Chomp.
Okay.
And Mike's awesome.
Yeah.
And he had a really successful tattoo page, which is direct to consumer about tattoos.
Yeah.
And he has a growing and really successful food review page now.
His videos crush.
Yeah, he's great engagement, right? He's just a likable guy, I think, is part of it.
I've never met him, but
That's
I'm
great.
having lunch with him in 2 weeks.
Oh, you are?
We DM'd each other,
Nice.
and we're going to a Vietnamese place in Chinatown in like 2 weeks. Yeah.
So I asked Mike kind of the same question. I was like, Mike, do you think that some of your success is because you're talking to consumers about things like tattoos and food? Do you think you could do the same thing in B2B? And he's like, oh yeah. And I love Mike, but I think he's underestimating how hard something like accounting software is to do social media around. But one thing go ahead, please.
My first thought on that was, why are they trying to do social media?
Smart.
Like that's my first thought is like,
They should do email.
but are they selling accounting software on Instagram?
Well,
I don't think so.
When accounting software is actually a good example, because if you're selling to small firms, you do get a lot of firms that buy like consumers. It's a 2, 3, 4 person
That's
operation.
Even B2B, you're still P2P. You're still a person to
Person
human
to
being.
person.
You still have your own buying behaviors, whether or not it's.
And accountants are on Instagram too.
That is true.
But
But the strategy is different, but perhaps it's not. Whereas you're going at it consistently with the same view and the same, like there's a consistency there. If a B2B brand went out there and almost like made their own show, right? They had like the accountant had, accounting coffee talk 3 times a week, and that was their show, and they followed that. And it was part entertaining, but it was also really selling their product. Is that the way to go?
My thought would be that they need to do more problem solving content would be my guess. But I really it's all guess, all conjecture, because I don't know the B2B world. But my guess would be that they should look at like, what are the pain points that our customers are
100%.
dealing with, and then trying to solve that in an entertaining, but
right.
not like zany fashion. Like, I don't know, like,
Well, that's where it gets tricky.
more like an entertaining in a professional sense.
Yeah.
Of like, you know, like Legal Eagle is, or
Legal Eagle. Sounds familiar.
he makes YouTube videos breaking down like news stories from the perspective of an attorney.
I like
And
that.
it's they're entertaining because he is like a good orator, but it's not like, guys, check out, like he's
Right.
you know, it's
There's not a hype. He's not a hype
yeah,
man.
he's not exactly, and there's no like flashy graphics or whatever, but he's a good speaker, and it's well produced and all that stuff, and they get millions of views.
Great example.
And I know he's not trying to sell like a software. He's trying to sell his legal firm's like services, but
He's selling a
it's-
solution.
yeah, he's selling solutions, but the content he's making is not actually like, here's what I can do for you guys.
Yeah.
It's more of like, here, I'm going to show you that I'm an expert by breaking down what's going on.
Yeah, he keeps it top
He's
funnel.
jabbing. Jab,
Yeah.
jab.
And so maybe if an accountant like broke down what's going on, or just like is like,
Covers fraud stories, maybe.
yeah, something like that could work.
Like
or
that.
just like tackling pain points of just like aggressively being like, you hate QuickBooks for this I don't use QuickBooks. I don't know what their issues are, but like, you hate your accounting software because it's really difficult to categorize receipts, and this is why ours does it better. But like, I wouldn't be too salesy about any of it. Yeah.
Something tells me your video about Boner Forever is going to outperform that that accounting receipts video.
Yeah. Well, that video.
You like that segue, Jacob?
Yeah, that video did numbers in like a way that I rarely do. And
Steven's
I
like,
was
wait a minute,
"That's
did John just say
crazy."
Boner Forever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
Yes, I
on.
did.
Yeah.
So
That video did numbers in a way that I did not expect it to, and I guess I should have, because it's just like jarring to see that word on social media.
it's huge. So
Maybe that's what we should do for our video. Just put boner on it.
put it on your hat. That's where we're gonna put it.
Put it right over here.
So
on
okay, so
yours.
with the time we have left,
Yeah.
and we'll do some bonus content after
Yeah.
this. But I noticed the Boner Forever video. I watched it,
Yeah.
and it was pretty long.
Yeah.
And I found myself, I made it all the way in, and I was
Yeah.
like, I just watched this whole video about Boner Forever.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah,
You know,
and
your
think,
views
like
are
half
you
a
hit over-
million views on like
Yeah.
a 3.5 minute long form video. Like
About
that's
graffiti.
Yeah.
which is what it is.
About
Yeah.
graffiti.
What was it intentional? It was somebody vandalized the building, right?
It's like
that I
it's
don't
like
know
a
the
tag,
video.
like someone's
yeah,
graffiti
like their
tag.
tag
Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
That counts.
So it's one artist whose tag was, and there were conflicting pronunciations, either B1er or boner. And then the other is Kid, who tags Forever, and they collaborated and did
boner forever.
Boner Forever on one side of the building and Forever Boner on the other side of the building, probably by just like sticking roller paint out the window of this abandoned building. Potentially by like, you know, repelling in some capacity.
Sure.
Because that is a thing that people do now. What a lot of the comments told me was that like that wasn't really a thing when this went up. They probably just used roller paint out the window, which makes sense. But I did a video breaking down the like history of that building, and then when that tag got there, and then
It was great.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a fun one. I have a couple more ideas like that of like non-food Philly stories that I want to do, that I just need to do a little bit more research on to like make sure I have the story right. Because I think where that video missed was I should have included the like roller out the window thing. I could have figured that out.
Yeah, no one remember
instead
that
of
part.
like the comments telling me that.
Right.
But also
that's good though, because now you're getting the engagement.
Engagement, but also like I learned something, which was cool. And I love learning stuff about like the city. Like that's like part of what I really like about the page is that like people share stuff. Like I've been here for 4 years. People have been here their entire lives. Like I love that they're sharing stuff with me, and I get to.
And Philadelphia
more.
has 250
Yeah.
plus years of incredible history.
250
Sounds like our
years,
friend
yeah.
Tom from Vintage New Jersey.
Right.
Pulling out the obscure, the cultural,
Yeah.
just like Really? Like that's
Yeah.
such a weird thing. It's
So
like,
I have
it's
a whole
iconic,
notes
though.
app of
Yeah,
ideas like that like I just need to sit down and research and make these videos.
So check out Tom Drakowski from Vintage New Jersey, and he'll give you a lot of great ideas with the way he does. All he does is these, historical, iconic, throwback things. He gives some great advice in our podcast about where he sources the footage from.
Yeah.
And the way he gets. And he's over like 300,000 subscribers on Instagram.
Oh, cool. Wow.
It's a massive page.
Yeah.
Just New Jersey history.
Yeah.
Just like the weird, quirky shit.
You hit a niche, and people like a niche.
Yes,
like
they
people
do.
like. There's a great Philadelphia history page that I follow.
It's got to be great.
Called Philly Metal or Philly Kettle. No, it's Philly Metal. METTLE though. I don't. Yeah. And all they do is find old video footage of things happening in Philly from like the 30s to the 90s, maybe like early 2000s, and post it with some context as the caption. It's great. I love their videos.
People love nostalgia, right? It makes you part of that story.
And
It brings
they're
you
just
in.
telling the story, and they're finding really cool archived clips, and then their caption is explaining what is in that clip.
It's also those "Did you know" moments.
That's what it is.
Like, that's what it is.
It's really
essentially.
shareable.
Yeah,
but it's
I mentioned that
it's
with my sister. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
You got to look at this. You got to look at that.
It's the type of post that pops up in your feed, and you're like, I feel good about viewing this, as opposed to so much of the other
scumbaggery,
just like slop.
Where you feel like you're rotting your brain.
Yeah.
Well, you actually touched on something really interesting there. You do feel better about yourself when you learn something, even if it's just local history versus that was a stupid joke. It was a stupid moment. I can't believe I've shared things with people and said, I can't believe I'm even sharing this, but it made me laugh.
And that's
happens often,
right?
But that's why I like this Philly Metal page and there are a bunch of pages like that I follow that I'm like, well, at least I feel good about this scroll, right? Like
that's
less
a
rot.
compelling point to end on, I think. Before we get into the bonus stuff, Jacob, any major tips for increasing engagement, growing a channel that you haven't yet shared with our audience?
Enjoy the process of making videos, and you will naturally get better at it over time.
Solid advice. Yeah. I think there's a lot to that. It's come up actually a couple times that if you're not into it, it will come through in the content.
Yeah. And if you don't know how to do something, Google it. There is like if you don't know how to clip this clip in a Google it.
You might be showing your age there. Don't you mean GPT it?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I mean,
don't you mean look at the dictionary? No.
We got encyclopedias. You can learn all about the stuff, guys. All right, great. So
Ask Jeeves.
Jacob, if people want to find you on social, if they haven't caught on yet.
Yeah, Jacob Does Philly, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, long form coming at some point this year.
What about your other page? Don't you have another page?
Oh, I do some cooking stuff on a page called Jacob Cannot Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's more for fun.
For fun.
Than anything. The posting is much more sporadic. It's just when I have time to film something.
So
but I enjoy it.
Can you cook or can't you?
I'm an okay home cook.
All right. Well, we won't rate you because our scales might differ, but
I'm a decent home cook, but I enjoy it. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, Jacob, thanks so much for spending the time.
Thank you.
If our viewers are interested in the bonus content, head over to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. That's where we put the short form stuff, and we're going to jump into that right now. Thanks, Jacob.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. This was a lot of fun.